Juvenis.
We're just about to switch gears now to this issue of the state of emergency declared by the president in your home state, Rivers State. You haven't quite said anything since that state of emergency was declared. But quite a number of people, including the NBA, the Nigerian Bar Association, has come out to say that the president's declaration was unconstitutional. Politically speaking, though, there are those who say that you might be unhappy because it does appear that since the Supreme Court judgment, members of the State House of Assembly who, have stayed, let's say, loyal to you, we're gearing up to impeach the governor. And some people have said, politically speaking, perhaps that was a move to, save the situation in Rivers State. What exactly is your own permutation and your thinking since the state of emergency was declared in your state?
Mohammed, do you want me to tell you the truth?
I'm listening.
As a politician, I'm not happy. I wanted outright removal of the governor. As a politician, I'm not happy. But for the interest of the state, the president did the right thing.
As a lawyer?
No, I'm coming. Mm-hmm. I don't know the matter is in court. But people must say the truth. The governor was gone. He was gone. Yes, he was gone. So when people say president did it, I say, look, if that's where they should be worshipping, they should be worshipping Mr. President. Every morning go to the president, can we wash your feet for saving us? How? Mind you, Supreme Court has said no money can go to local government when it's not democratically elected. Mind you, Supreme Court has said nobody will go to the state without appropriation. In that situation, there was crisis. All institutions will be shut down. Health will be crisis. Education will be crisis. It is not in my place to make it good for the governor.
What about your state?
That's what I'm saying as a politician. It is not in my place to make the governor to be happy. It's not me. My business is not to make him comfortable. And that's what does power play.
It's part of the role you play.
Now the point I'm trying to make, Mr. President came in and saved the situation, saved the vast people of that calamity, of that anarchy.
Oh, so you thought it was going to cause calamity if the governor was impeached?
What calamity? That the governor is removed? Was it a coup? The Constitution provides that if there's an infraction of the Constitution, that you can be impeached. I don't know people who are working toward today for the president not to go back for second term. Is it a crime? If they had their way to impeach Mr. President in National Assembly, would they do it? You think that they are comfortable to stop to 2 years? Who told you that? I never told anybody that I'm a pastor or a imam. It's a power game. But the people must face the reality. The governor cannot think that, this is about, if governor is removed, this will happen. What will happen?
Yes, but I've asked you
so
that.
The point I'm making is that president saved the situation. And that's what they didn't understand when Attorney General said that they should even thank Mr. President for saving them.
A lot of people have accused Mr. President as bias, saying that you would have been suspended.
Yes. Suspended for doing what?
That you have suspended
one leg of the problem. Also one leg of the problem.
Listen now, one of listening. What's the problem? I don't know what's the problem for president.
But you secreted.
Hold on. Are you not hearing coalition? What's the thing of coalition? To make sure the president does not return. I don't make him president to sleep every day. Has anybody killed anybody? If some president funny his heart to say, he's the right one to be now. He's also working by delivering the dividend of democracy to the best of his ability. He's not going to sleep. Mr. President has a good relation with the National Assembly. For Christ's sake,
Your Excellency.
Hold on. You see, I have told you here, governance is not about awarding contracts. It's not only about awarding contracts. Governance is not only about inspecting project, commissioning project. Your capacity, ability to navigate is key. If as a governor, you have crisis, you don't know how to navigate, to put your people in check to make sure you are calm, your governance is going through. I suffered it. The powers that be at the national level didn't want me to survive. Did I go to church to cry? Did I go to mosque to cry? I came back. I sat down. I said, listen, we have problem. How do we do? We have to navigate this. How do I navigate it? Okay, let me finish. So give people the opportunity to hear from us. So this attitude of the governor, if it's removed out of the crisis, because the constitution provided for it. And therefore you must also be careful. The kind of infraction. Look at what Supreme Court said. Am I the one? That you are ruling as a despot.
But right now,
hold on. That there's no government. The only thing that makes governance democracy is legislature. Under the military, you have executive, you have judiciary, but there will be no legislature. So what makes it democracy? It's the legislature. When legislature is not there, there's no democracy. And you came down without any qualms. You went to an arm of government that's a symbol of democracy. Brought it down to rule as a despot. Supreme Court said so, white and black. What are people talking about? Nobody wants to say, look, this thing you did was right. You sat down. Out of 32 members of the constituency, of 32 constituencies, you sat down. You are taking 3 people to make law. And you say the people have defected. By your own math, it lies in your own math. Defection is by you. The governor said, look, it is by me. Anything I say, how they will be, that's how they will be. Who does that in this world? Who does that?
You said by his own mouth, but we saw them waving flags of the APC.
Oh, define defection. Supreme Court define defection constitutionally and politically. I want you to go and read the judgment. So now, let me tell you so that it's good to educate the public. Yes, I can say we have defected, but it depends on the speaker to hit the hammer, to declare the seat vacant. Until that happens, you cannot say the session has been completed. The speaker who himself was
part of
too bad, assuming. You see, now you're a lawyer. Hold on now. Too bad. That's why the speaker said politically and constitutionally. Constitutionally that becomes when you are defected. You see, I don't know who have been defending at the National Assembly. It suits the speaker. It suits the Senate President. Have they declared their seat vacant? They have not. But when it does not suit them, they hit the gavel. We have declared our seat vacant. And it is only then you can say the session has taken place.
But
if you don't know that on you,
yes,
they say, I wave flag.
Yes.
Because you know they don't say, if I wave flag of another party. Okay, now that the governor of Delta, the governor of Akwa Ibom said they will support the president. They defected. Is that the constitutional position of defection?
Your Excellency, but let's look at the state of play now.
Yes. Now you talk about the MBA.
Yeah.
About the budget. Let me tell you, I've told you, people should thank Mr. President. But me as a politician, selfishly, I'm not happy. I say so. But President did what he did for the interest of the state. The House Assembly members were not happy. And that's why I had to go to London to speak to them. To say this, I agree. You are doing a constitutional role. I agree. But look at it on a broader.
But Your Excellency,
let me finish. Look at it in a broader way. No crisis, no salary, nothing will happen. The state will go down.
Yes. So
on that basis, allow it. Yes. So now you said NBA. It's unfortunate. How would NBA say it's unconstitutional when you collect that gift? What is it?
No, they're not connected.
No, they are just hold on.
Yes.
That's why I tell the people, when the Board of Ventures came to see me, he was here, and I told them, what is it? When Justice Lifu gave judgment about local government, NBA came out and condemned the judgment of Justice Lifu. Without the judgment,
they make comments without reading a judgment.
Yes, which has never happened. Yes. Now, the president declares of emergency. He does. Oh, it's not correct. Now, until everybody now knew why you were doing what you were doing, that the state gives you a gift of 300 million naira, a gift that was not appropriated. There was no appropriation. You took MP. You took 300 million and said it's a gift.
So, and you are a member of the NBA and you have supported the NBA yourself.
So hold on. In my budget, I put grant. In my budget, I put grant. I'm allowed by law. It's about appropriated. In this case, there was no appropriation. And for NBA to take an illegal gift, assuming that this didn't come up now, did you know that they took gifts?
Are you suggesting that the stance of the NBA was influenced by the gift that they had received?
Are you not aware? Everybody has seen it.
No, they're two separate things.
No, they are not two. Let me tell you. And I can tell you how the money came about. He came to Soleil, senior advocate of Nigeria, who is close to the chairman of the NBA. That's why they offered NBA that they are going to host the Abuja conference in Port Harcourt.
Will you support the NBA to return the 300 million naira?
What do you mean by support?
It's being a member. Because a lot of people are saying they should return the money. They have said you are only a gift and you don't return the gift
to who?
To the NBA. Which you are a member.
There are some gifts that will kill you.
Okay.
This gift, let me tell you, this gift is too bad. Let me tell you, see, that's why you have to be careful in certain things you do. Look at what happened. NBA, a judgment of court was given by to the NBA, not being a party to the suit, come out to criticize the judge. Why did he do that? Interest somewhere. But was this thing about now revealed? People that no wonder. NBA has never, as a body, come out to criticize judgment of a court. So that does not mean that you, as a lawyer, you will not be able to criticize judgment of court. What's the business? Not knowing that there was something going on. Money, 300 million. Did they declare that the state government gave them a gift? Until now.
Your Excellency.
So when you say emergency, people are going to court. Do you understand it? Let the court determine whether what the president did was legal or illegal. Not on the perspective. That's why we have the court.
Yes.
The court must make a problem. This attitude of what we do, something that I don't like. Because from my view, it's wrong. Therefore, it's wrong generally. That's why people have to go to court.
Your Excellency, that's why I wanted you to speak on the state of play right now. There's a state of emergency in your state.
Yes.
You are a politician. You have benefited from the democratic process, sitting on top of the table in Rivers State. Are you doing everything in your power? Because we saw pictures of you and some legislators from the state in London and all that. Are you doing everything in your power to make sure that 6 months is done and everything returns to democracy? Being a beneficiary.
No. The beneficiary of what?
Of the democratic process.
That's why we are supporting the state assembly. That's why we want that the only way that can be democracy is when the legislature is in existence. Now, it behoves you now, who is the governor, to allow democratic structures to be. It behoves on you now to say, look, this thing has happened. How do I do to bring everybody together? Then you hear people talk, go on television, say this and say that. I'm an elder. I'm a leader. Has anybody taken it upon himself or herself in River State today? So look, see where we are. What do we do? Let me approach this legislator. Let me approach these leaders of the party. What do we do to make sure things work together?
Maybe they are looking up to you to do that.
So that is the problem I have.
As a leader.
You said you had what I hear one rule for Sanwo just said I'm the cause of the problem. And I laugh. If I'm the cause of the problem, as an elder, he claims he is. I think when they called me, come. What is the problem? Why can't you sit down and talk? And let me now say, okay, see this and see that. Rather, as the chief promoter of ethnicity under Abuja's governor, in that state we saw hell. That's the period you had Ogoni and Okrika crisis. That's the period you had crisis in Okrika land, where human beings were killed, slaughtered, where he established the Bush Boys. Ask him. Under who? That the now had Amanaba for Okrika. Under my government. Under me. Under him there was crisis. Bloodshed. Yet people were dying. He set up a faction of what they call them Bush Boys. They set up a faction and they were killing, slaughtering people. As a governor, as an elder statesman, and you have not. Sir, these are my people. Now somebody who's not from your place came as a governor and said, no, this has to stop. What is this problem? God gave judgment about that. Instantly. I never waited. I said, look, there must be an end to all this crisis. Inaugurate the Amana of Okrika. I want to have a credit on that first class for Oguruma. I recognize somebody called the Amana of Keke. I recognize somebody called Amana of Okachu. Today, in Okrika, there is peace. If I didn't want peace, as a man of Okrika, I would have allowed it so there will be crisis in that place. I think what I tell people, elder, it's not just because I'm 85 years. Elder also means by your conduct, by your activity. If you be an elder is 85 years and you are not bringing peace, take away that elder and go. Take it away.
So you have admitted that part of the reason why there's the state of emergency was declared in your state was to preempt a number of things which could have degenerated.
I think the president did not want the state to get to that level of where anarchy. And he did the right thing. I said, but selfishly, I wouldn't want it.
Yes, that's what I want to ask you.
I'm a politician.
So politicians are happy with anarchy?
No. You don't understand. I wanted the governor not doing well. Get out.
And some people say the sole administrator is also not doing well. He's already acting like a Democrat when he's supposed to be there appointing local government chairman.
I'm so surprised about what he said. He's bringing in democracy. First of all, remember and take ourselves back. If this sole administrator does not bring peace in the place, does not set up democratic structures, remember, they're getting their money because a state of emergency has been declared. Ordinarily, if a state of emergency was not declared, money won't go to the state, money won't go to the local government.
Is it not hypocritical? Money is flowing to the hands of the state and the local government under an administration that is not
listen to what I said now. That's the point I'm trying to make. What is hypocritical about it?
Because the administration is not democratic.
No, who made it to be democratic?
He's a sole administrator.
No. The government already collapsed. Supreme Court are giving judgment that there's no government. And therefore, there's no appropriation. And you cannot spend money without appropriation. There's no local government. Who will take the money? Who preside over the money? Emergency route ordinarily is an aberration. However, because the Constitution recognizes that a situation like this may come up, that the president has power to do what he did. In order to say, okay, for the time being, let us have some peace. But in having that peace, civil servants must be paid. In having that peace, institutions must be ranked. You cannot say civil servants should not be paid, schools should not go on, hospitals should not go on. How about?
Well, the Constitution never said that a democratically elected governor will be swept off his feet, because the intention of the Constitution was...
remember Section 305 said the president get the exceptional steps. But like I said, the matter is in court. Let the court interpret. And that's why people should be patient. Up to now, we have almost about 11 cases. I hear the PDP governors went to court. I hear.
Yes,
that's what I heard. They know. They all did that they deceived the governor. They deceived him. Don't you know the governor? Apply this. Apply that.
Yes,
where they are.
Your Excellency, if we are looking at a long-lasting peace, we are 2 months gone into the state of emergency.
No, 1 month.
1 month gone. In 6 months is expected to be over. And you stated clearly that the president's decision sort of gave the governor a lifeline. Should his supporters be bothered that after the state of emergency, because we know these 27 lawmakers are part of your political family?
That is what we are saying. He who wears the shoe knows where it pitches him. Is that correct? You're a governor. So hold on. Look at the circumstance where you are. You should take the bull by the horn. Take steps. I told you here. Has anybody approached anybody?
So Governor Sinu Fubara hasn't called you on the line since his suspension.
I have told you, have anybody approached anybody? You know, when you see, I don't like people who are hypocrites. I have told you, mention one leader, one so-called elder in Rivers that has taken step. Those of them who are running around the governor, collecting money. I hear one of them is always in the golf course, IDB golf course here, playing golf. As they go home to say, look, now we're under this kind of situation. What do we do? 6 months will still be over. Have we achieved the peace we are supposed to achieve? Because at the end of the day, if you don't achieve anything, then you still go back to square one. Which does not make sense. Does it not occur to you that, look, if nothing is being achieved now, there's no population, there's no democratic, there's no elected local government. Supreme Court judgment must be implemented.
So who is the sole administrator accountable to? That's what people.
That is why it is called emergency rule, which I told you as a politician I'm not happy. But to solve the situation, and that's where the president came in, and that's why those who know should now know that let's take this opportunity and say, look, I know this is the problem. Can we do this? Can you do this? You must make sacrifice.
Some will see that should that include you?
It's not only coming out
should that include
national television.
Yes, Your Excellency, some will say, Your Excellency, that you, more than anybody else, less than a year after you left, the governor was your man, the House of Assembly members.
Now, let me tell you, but the same assembly people listen to me. It's not right. But the government didn't listen to me.
Just see him as a stubborn son.
Okay, no problem. Now, let me tell you something.
Have you heard the parable of the prodigal son?
Let me tell you.
The father left those who listened to him and went in search of that only one that didn't listen to him.
That's a prodigal son. No, that's not correct. When a prodigal son comes back and pleads, I said, look, forgive me. I want us to move forward. You are human. You are human. But in sincerity, let me tell you, 2 governors under APC, this should be with an influential person from outside the state. 2 governors under APC, right? Came to talk to me, and I said, look, I'm not the governor. I'm not city minister. There was a gang up against me here. And I knew there was a gang up. I had to put some structures on ground to see that there is peace. That I do my work. I don't need to allow enemies to capitalize on 1 or 2 things. Who will suffer is the administration of the president, who has confidence and put me in this place. So I don't need to believe to give excuse. You are a governor. You have a problem. That's why I said governance is not only restricted to award of contract and commission of project. It takes beyond that.
If these two today, will you pick his call?
These 2, I said these 2 governors came to me. And I said, I'm here for peace. What does he want? What does he want? And they said, look, we'll do everything to make. I said, in sincerity, if anybody comes there to say, look, you want it, but it must be in sincerity. Let me tell you, I've been in this system, I've been in government. I know game politicians play. Politicians buy time. The best opportunity was when president intervened. The day president intervened, the assembly people went immediately and would do the impeachment notice. You had what happened. Some elders came up. President has no power. What did was political. They went to court. They went to court. A lot of suits were instigated. Where did it lead us to now? Who is on suspension? Is it me? I mean, you must use them. A whole president of a country called you, whether he was right or he was wrong, at least at that level. That's okay. Let me stomach. Let me listen to him. And you play your own part. Let the other not play their own part. Mr. President, he has played his part. People are saying, look, for 16 months, you seize people's salary. They don't pay their children's school fees. Most of us are just talking. Do you know what it takes? Let me ask all of you here that your children are at home. Why? They have no money to pay their school fees. Why? Somebody has stopped my salary for 16 good months. So, and nobody appears to take that into consideration. So, it pains, and I expected that somebody should say, look, this thing should end. Let me go, sir, man. We can't continue this way. Let's sit down and talk on the table. All this arrogance of going to national channels, arise to abuse anybody. You are here, they say I'm dead, they flew me out. All those things will not give you the peace. You carry coffin, Wike is dead. It's not my business. If people who have heard, who really understand what it is, should say, look, we have done this for how many years now? What have we achieved? Can there be peace? Rather, they try to make sure the problem does not end.
They make money. Two quick questions. We're ready about to move to the FCT. I wanted to ask you, First, you have said that you are open to forgiveness if the governor should come to you for forgiveness. Sincerely. Okay, so that is clarified. The second issue is, what party do the assembly members of Rivers State belong to?
They belong to PDP.
They belong to PDP?
Yeah. The court has ruled the other day. You see, when people are Femi Falana, who is the lawyer to channels on all these things, lies. I mean, a student advocate, you go to court, you lie that the issue of defection is at the Federal High Court. You refuse to tell people that you did what they call a cross appeal. When the Court of Appeal gave judgment that these people have defected, you had a cross appeal in Supreme Court. And Supreme Court made a pronouncement about it. You lied.
So when
the judgment came out, people said, I think they said Supreme Court has not pronounced on the defection. What happened a few days ago? Federal Court said Supreme Court has settled this matter of defection. Now, if such people at that level can come out on national television and lie, and you may not take it serious, but it's very hurting. And lies can cause a lot of crisis. Before you know it, so many things have gone wrong. And there are things you don't do. And that's the problem I have with some senior lawyers who live on telling lies. Lies.
What do we make of the character of the members of your party who were waving flags?
Of the character of what? That I'm demanded a stand.
Yeah.
Did they not support the president to be president?
Sorry.
Did we not support Mr. President to be president? So what is new now that they said on the mandate they stand? Did they not say in 2023 that they stand on the mandate and voted for you? So what is new?
Oh, you done already. I'm sure you liked it. Please leave your comments, like and share this video. More importantly, please click on the thanks button so that you can support Jovenis TV to enable us create more content like you. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching.
It's just, it's unique, it's versatile, it envisions, it's newsy, it inspires, it suits, it's Jovenis. A dual glossy magazine with educative and entertaining columns that reports contemporary issues, events, tells about individuals who can inspire positively, showcases latest trends in fashion, circulates all around Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, London, and USA. Jovenis is published bi-monthly by Peanuts Communications Limited. For enquiries, event coverage or advert placement, call 0803 360 8271, 0805 787 1199. Jovenis Magazine, inspiring the young at heart.